Israel is determined to eliminate Hezbollah's military capabilities. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made this clear. He sees Hezbollah as a direct threat to Israel's security. The Israeli military has launched a series of airstrikes and artillery bombardments. These attacks target Hezbollah positions across Lebanon. Israel claims its actions are necessary to stop Hezbollah's rocket attacks. The Israeli cabinet has authorized a significant escalation of military operations. They are prepared to continue these attacks indefinitely. The goal is to degrade Hezbollah's infrastructure and weaken its resolve. Israel also aims to cut off Hezbollah's supply lines from Iran. This conflict has already resulted in significant casualties and displacement. Israel holds Hezbollah responsible for the current escalation. They accuse Hezbollah of initiating the conflict by firing rockets into Israel. Netanyahu has vowed to continue the offensive until Hezbollah is disarmed. He has warned that Israel is prepared to use overwhelming force. The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah spans decades. It is rooted in a complex web of historical grievances and ideological clashes. Hezbollah emerged in the 1980s. This was during Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon. Hezbollah, meaning Party of God in Arabic, is a Shia Islamist political party and militant group. It is backed by Iran. Hezbollah quickly gained a reputation for its fierce resistance against Israel. The group carried out numerous attacks against Israeli forces and their allies. In 2006, a major conflict erupted between Israel and Hezbollah. The conflict lasted for 34 days. It resulted in the deaths of over 1,000 Lebanese civilians and 44 Israeli civilians. The conflict ended with a UN-brokered ceasefire. However, tensions have simmered ever since. Hezbollah has amassed a large arsenal of rockets and missiles. These weapons are capable of striking deep into Israeli territory. Hezbollah also possesses sophisticated guerrilla warfare tactics. The group has proven to be a formidable opponent for the Israeli military. The international community is deeply concerned about the escalating conflict. World leaders are urging restraint and calling for an immediate ceasefire. The United Nations has condemned the violence. They are calling for all parties to de-escalate the situation. The United States, a close ally of Israel, has expressed support for Israel's right to defend itself. However, the US has also called for de-escalation and a peaceful resolution. European leaders have condemned the violence and called for a ceasefire. There are fears that the conflict could spiral out of control. The involvement of regional powers such as Iran and Syria could have devastating consequences. The international community is working to prevent a wider war. Section 4. Lebanon in ruins, a nation under fire. Lebanon is bearing the brunt of the conflict. The country is facing a humanitarian crisis. Israeli airstrikes have caused widespread destruction. Civilian infrastructure, including homes, hospitals, and schools, have been damaged or destroyed. The death toll continues to rise. Thousands of people have been injured. The Lebanese healthcare system is overwhelmed. There are shortages of essential medical supplies. The situation is particularly dire in southern Lebanon. This is where most of the fighting is concentrated. The Lebanese people are facing a desperate situation. They are caught in the crossfire of a conflict not of their making. The country is already grappling with a severe economic crisis. The conflict has exacerbated the suffering of the Lebanese people. Section 5. A wider war. The stakes could not be higher. The escalating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah has raised fears of a wider regional war. The situation is extremely volatile. Any miscalculation or escalation could have catastrophic consequences. The stakes could not be higher. Iran, Hezbollah's primary backer, has condemned the Israeli attacks. Iran has vowed to support Hezbollah. However, it is unclear how far Iran is willing to go in its support. The involvement of Iran could lead to a regional conflagration. The international community must act urgently to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. A ceasefire is urgently needed. A political solution is the only way to end the cycle of violence. The alternative is unthinkable.